Ladies and gentlemen, we've just received the official announcement for Act 5 Chapter 2, and I've read through this a couple of times, and at the moment, I'm feeling a little bit underwhelmed by this announcement, but maybe it won't be so bad. Like, I've read through some of the comments and stuff, and again, this is very fresh information. Time of recording only came out about 10-15 minutes ago, but yeah, we're going to break down this post today, talk about kind of all the stuff related to this chapter and all the information that we have, and also the rewards, which are mainly the underwhelming part here. So the first thing is the Act 5 Chapter 2 is actually coming this Wednesday, June 7th. So we got 2 days from now. It's going to be in the game. So that's probably going to be a pretty big day. I imagine the Carnage versus Punisher event is going to be coming that day as well. So yeah, a lot of live streaming content to get done there. So much stuff there. So yeah, we got less than 2 days actually until this content is in the game. Now, in terms of difficulty, there's a question, how hard is this chapter? And apparently, it's super hard and much harder than Chapter 1. So they say that Act 5 is permanent content and we want it to be hard for a long time. This doesn't mean we want to make it impossible, but we definitely want to make sure that Act 5 Chapter 2 can't be breezed through. So yeah, just in terms of difficulty, they're kind of lining up to be, significantly harder than the first chapter. First chapter, the first 4 quests, I thought they were pretty easy, they're relatively manageable. The last 2 were a little bit of a pain. They were a decent challenge, so yeah, I'm interested to see kind of, actually what difficulty level this one lands at. But, the fact that they're ramping up the difficulty, by much harder, kind of like inclines to the rewards. They should be pretty tasty. But anyway, let's have a look. So on the scale of Act 1 to Labyrinth of Legends, where does this fall in terms of difficulty? And it says you should not be able to easily do this if you haven't completed Road to the Labyrinth, and even then, this will be a challenge. So it's going to be a little bit harder than Road to the Labyrinth, apparently, but not as hard as the Labyrinth of Legends. So, bit of an interesting one there. And also talking about who are the bosses of Act 5 Chapter 2, and it kind of hints towards that the Collector is going to be the final boss, and there was that MCOC mod video a few weeks back, actually, was in California. Never got around to doing a video picking it apart where the Collector was the final boss, and this kind of teases that the Collector is going to be the final boss of Act 5 Chapter 2, which actually might be pretty hype. That might be pretty exciting. Like, he seems like a very cool character. So yeah, I'm really hoping that he's going to be the final boss, but there was that leaked screenshot that did show Dormammu as the final boss there. So yeah, interested to see what that one is. And then next up we have how many Icemen. I love that this is a question. And apparently there's 2 Icemen, one in Quest 2 and one in Quest 6. We've made significant changes to their original abilities in response to feedback from our beta testers, to address potential frustration. So yeah, I'm not really too sure what that means, but we're gonna have to see. It seems some people have been beta testing this as well. Now about the new nodes and buffs as well. So a lot of the stuff, pretty much everything that we covered in the Act 5 Chapter 2 leaked info, pretty much all of those nodes actually became a node that was released in here. So it seems like in terms of that leaked information, there definitely was some accurate information on that and stuff that's true, because stuff like Power Shield that we covered, so this is where your basic attacks deal no damage, and basically the damage that you deal is through your special attacks, which deal 400% more damage. That one's in the game. There's also a new one called Vitality Rush, which is whichever champion has more health, they gain an attack boost proportional to the percentage difference between their health and the opponent's health. So basically, if you have like 75% health and your opponent has 25% health, you have a 50% boost to your base attack. So this node kind of basically is like, make sure you're healed up, when you start a fight, if you want the advantage there, which might potentially have some pretty annoying synergies with some of the other nodes. So the next one we have is Buffet. So this buff is basically for any buff that you trigger is immediately nullified by the boss, and they regenerate 5% of their health, and this effect enters a 7-second cooldown each time it activates, during which it will not consume any buffs. So I actually quite like this. This is something that was not in the leaked notes, that it can only trigger once every 7 seconds. So yeah, that's pretty decent. Makes it certainly a lot more manageable there. So yeah, I don't think Buffet and Masticism, kind of looking at them, Masticism is the inverse of Buffet, so that's every time you trigger a debuff, the boss immediately nullifies that and regenerates 5% of their max health, but again does have a 7-second cooldown. So yeah, I don't think like either of these are actually going to be too bad considering the fact that they have a 7-second cooldown, but yeah, we're going to have to see how we deal with them there. Then next up we have Bane, which is at the beginning of the fight, whoever is struck is afflicted by a curse which deals 2.5% of their opponent's current health as direct damage, and when the champion with the curse lands a hit on their opponent, the curse is passed to them with the same effect, and every 10 seconds the curse passes to the champion that does not currently have it. So yeah, basically, there's something like this in Labyrinth of Legends with Agent Venom, and it's only 3 seconds, and it's a lot more punishing at that, and that fight's still fairly manageable, so I think this is not really going to be a problem if you're playing quite well. So yeah, I'm not really too fussed about Bane. I don't think like any of these nodes, actually thinking about it again, like they're not too bad. They're all going to be fairly easy, hopefully, to deal with, but we're going to have to see them in practice. Like, I'm a little bit, you know, when initially reading those two, Masticism and also Buffet, in the initial patch notes, I was a little bit worried about them, but I'm also very happy to see that the node Shatter is not anywhere in the patch notes. So that was the one that, what is it, deals like 2.5% of your max health every time a buff expires. That one has somehow not made it to release by the look of it, or, you know, was never a node in the first place. But again, it's a little bit hard to tell, so I'm very happy not to see that one. So yeah, I don't think the node should be too bad. Like, they all seem, they don't seem too bad. But, anyway, let's talk about the juice, ladies and gentlemen, what everybody wants to know about, which is the rewards. So the rewards for completion are 700 5-star shards, 2 tier 4 basic catalysts, 15 tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals, 1,500 4-star crystal shards, and 160 units, and also Grandmaster's Favor. So they don't say exactly what that is, but apparently it's something that you want to have. I don't know, I imagine it's some sort of story-related item, but in comparison to Chapter 1, you know, that isn't really, like, much more in terms of completion for something that's significantly, well, apparently much more difficult. So yeah, I don't really know. Like, the rewards, they just seem a little bit underwhelming. Maybe it was the leak stuff. Maybe it hyped it up a little bit too much for me here. But the problem with also the exploration rewards as well, let's talk about those. So you get 1,200 5-star crystal shards, you get 1 tier 4 class catalyst crystal, you get 30 tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals, 5 generic 4-star signature stones, 15 times 4-star signature stone crystals, and this is a bit of an interesting one. It's 1 4-star rank up gem crystal, and it contains 1 of 6 random class rank up gems to take a 4-star champion from rank 4 to rank 5, and then finally a total of 270 units. So I think kind of one of the things that's like a little bit underwhelming for me, and I assume probably like a lot of endgame players who this content is kind of geared towards, it's kind of like everything past, even Road to Labyrinth, like you kind of need like 550 champions for that. And everything past that, you're kind of looking for like 5-star related rewards, like a lot of shards, awakening gems, signature stones. That's what everybody's kind of really hype and really after at the moment. And for the supposed difficulty, there's only like 19% of 1 fully formed 5-star crystal. So it just seems a little bit underwhelming. So kind of with all that in mind, one of the things is that the main focus of like the endgame and the progressing players, the people who are going to do this content, is on 5-star champions and upgrade components and signature stones from them. But from doing this chapter 100%, which is apparently meant to be the second hardest thing to Labyrinth of Legends, you get less 5-star shards than you would for getting a 2-star chest in a Master Mode Dimensional Rift. And those have been given out like candy. Like that, you know, there's been so many of them. It's just really underwhelming for like your challenging content. So yeah, I'm just really disappointed. Like when I initially saw like the leak stuff, what was it, toward the end of last week, I thought the 5-star awakening gem, it did seem like a little bit too good to be true for maybe the second chapter, but simultaneously, like, this is like completely the other end of the spectrum where it's not quite good enough, in my opinion. Like, we want to see more 5-star resources. Like, a lot of people at this level, we just really don't care. We just really don't care about the 4 stars. Like, the 4 stars have done their job, getting us to this point in the game, and now we want the 5 stars. We want the more hype rewards. But hey, that's just me and my expectations, maybe being a bit poorly managed on that. But the 4-star rank up gem crystal, I mean, it could go, I think in terms of the opening for that, it's going to go like either one of 2 ways. It's either going to be something like cosmic, and it's going to suck, and I'm going to be like, oh, this is the worst day of my life, because I really do not need another single cosmic character up to rank 5. I'm at capacity for those tier 4 cosmic catalysts. Or it's going to be something like skill, or mutant, or maybe mystic, and I'll be like, that's alright, we can use it for one character. But really, like, it just seems like they're trying to, like, hold back the 5-star progression as much as possible with this, for not really, like, a great you know, I find it weird when I think about, like, dimensional rifts, and, like, how many 5-star shards those gave, and you could get like 3 of them, and all these like insane rewards, and like a fully formed potentially for that, and for this really difficult piece of content that they're coming out with, you get like 19% of 1 crystal for doing it 100%, and it's probably going to take a lot of skill and a lot of time to do. So yeah, I'm not overly impressed, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think of the rewards in the comments below. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you think, like, I'm maybe, I don't know, like, am I a little bit out of place here? Am I, like, asking for a bit too much? I think I'm being relatively, making some reasonable points here, I assume. But anyway, yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Always love having a bit of a read through those. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. We are going to be live streaming this Act 5 Chapter 2 Wednesday. Be there, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me a lot, so yeah, you guys can watch that, you know, me get salty live on stream. That's always a fun time. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.